Hello again, everyone. Matt with Eddie's Guitars, coming to you as always from St. Louis, Missouri. We've got a guitar whose arrival I have been anticipating for quite a while now. When Angela over at Collings told us they were going to start building a C10-35, I was pretty pleased. This is very similar to their recent CJ-35 guitar, which is a very vintage-inspired, kind of a 30s inspired guitar, but of course with Collings' famous refinements done to it. So this is the C10-35, smaller guitar, double O size, very much an LOO inspired guitar here. You can tell. We've got a great looking Sitka Spruce top on this guitar, very responsive, very clean looking top. Underneath a great looking, very even sunburst. Collings does a very good sunburst. We've got a great looking tiger stripe pickguard, a really simple rosette here going around the sound hole. Back and sides of this guitar are a very, very darkly stained straight grain Honduran mahogany. Just a nice, pretty plain grain set of wood, nice straight grain to it. And we've got the body here is bound in a very simple but very nicely done grained ivoroid, popping out of that sunburst and that dark mahogany really well. We've got African rosewood here on the fingerboard as well as the bridge. It's 1 3/4 down here at the nut and 2 5/16 space down here at the bridge. So nice and wide on both sides. That's about my favorite spacing personally for doing nice finger style stuff. You can really get in there and dig pretty well. Then we've got the grained ivoroid buttons down here, which match that binding really nicely. And this neck is what they refer to as a vintage-inspired neck. It reminds me a bit of Collings' Vintage Now neck carve, but just a little bit more round profile to it. So it's kind of a medium, large size neck to this guitar. I believe it adds a bit of horsepower to the smaller body of this and adds a bit of volume. We've got Adirondack braces under the hood here, which are non-scalloped, and we've got 2 tone bars, so it's a very much so vintage-inspired, 30s-inspired bracing pattern. They use particularly light Adirondack on the braces of their 35 series guitars, and you can feel it and you can hear it when you play them. So we ought to go take a listen to it. This one is cool. Really a killer voice out of the Collings C10-35. Very, very good voice out of this guitar. You can tell it's a bit warmer than most of what you come to expect out of a Collings guitar, and I really like that. It's got a nice warmth to it. It's got a nice lower mid-range to it that has that very classic Gibson-y voice to it, but again, more refined and more responsive than others for sure. So definitely check this guitar out in our shop here if you have the opportunity to. I would certainly like to show it to you very much. If you can't, do check it out on our website, eddiesguitars.com. And as always, do subscribe to our YouTube channel here, and we'll see you guys next time around.